त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नं वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। आज भी एक विशेष तिथि पुरुषोत्तम ठाकुर का आविर्भाव तिथि। इनका बारे में ज्यादा कुछ जानता नहीं, क्योंकि समस्त जीवन मठ मंदिर बनाने में बिताया। ग्रंथ पढ़ने उस वक्त ग्रंथ भी दुर्लभ था, मिलता ही था। बाद में सुलभ हुआ, सब जगह में प्रिंट हुआ, पहले नहीं था। पहले मठ के कुछ गड़बड़ के कारण क्या हुआ, नावी साहब ग्रंथ मिलता नहीं था, भागवत बगैर कुछ भी नहीं मिलता। सब गृहस्थ भक्त का से ला करके सब करते थे, तभी वैष्णव वंदना में इनका बारे में मिलता है। इष्टदेव बंदमयी पुरुषोत्तम नाम के कहिते पारे तार गुण अनुपम। सप्तम वत्सर जा श्री कृष्ण अनुमान, अष्टोत्तर शत घाट गंगा जल अभिषेक सर्व कलवीर ফুল যার কানে ছিল, আর সবার মধ্যে পদ্মগন্ধ আবাসিত। এইসব अलौकिक शक्ति संपन्न वैष्णवगण महाप्रभु का साथ आया था। उनका बारे में ज्यादा क्या बोलो। बाद में जब ग्रंथ सुलभ हुआ तब बुढ़ापा आ गया, पढ़ने के ये नहीं तो याददाश्त था, इसीलिए जो कुछ मैं एक करता था वो पढ़ा। कल कहाँ चढ़ा था?
16 लेते कृष्ण गुण
है? সুললিত কৃষ্ণ গুণ কবে হবে দর্শন, নয়ন প্রাণ জুড়াইবে। সুললিত, ललित माने सुंदर, और उससे भी सुंदर सुललित। वो है कृष्ण गुण। एक गुण को कब दर्शन होगा? गुण दर्शन होता है, होता है। जब उन्होंने दर्शन देंगे तब दर्शन होगा, उनका कृपा होने से ही दर्शन होगा। नयन प्राण जुड़ाइब, नयन, उसमें नयन स्वाभाविक अवस्था प्राप्ति होगा। अभी अस्वाभाविक क्या है? नास्तिकता से ये जलता है। आध्यात्मिक, आधिभौतिक, अधिदैविक तीनों तापों में जलता है, इसलिए ये स्वाभाविक नहीं है। कोई कोई बोलता है कढ़ाई में हाथ जल गया। कढ़ाई में हाथ जलता है रसोई पकाने से? जब कढ़ाई को जब चूल्हा में चढ़ाया तब तो हाथ जला नहीं, अंदर में हाथ दे करके साफ किया तब भी तो जलाए नहीं। और आप क्यों जलाता है ना? इसका ऊपर वो आ गया अग्नि। अग्नि से वो क्या करते हैं? वो दूसरी को जलाता है, इसलिए बोलते हैं अग्नि शक्ति लोह जारे करो ये जारो। लोहा का शक्ति से नहीं, अग्नि का शक्ति से। इसमें भी ये जो माया का शक्ति से हमारा तेजाब से जलता है। ये कब जलना बंद होगा? जब सुललित कृष्ण गुण दर्शन होगा। कृष्ण गुण दर्शन होने से सब वही चला जाएगा। এই রূপে পথে চলে কারে কিছু नहीं बोले, भिक्ष भक्ष द्रव्य मिले अनास। इसी अवस्था में चलते हैं पैदल में, और किसी को कुछ बात बोलता नहीं, और भोजन का चीज अनायास में मिल जाती। किस लिए ना? भगवान जब कृपा करते हैं तो किसी का माध्यम से भेज देंगे। जैसे शिकारी हरिण को आधा मार के छोड़ देते और वो तड़पता था, खरगोश को आधा मार के छोड़ देते, वो तड़पता था। शुकर को भी, जंगली शुकर, उनको भी आधा मार के छोड़ देते, वो तड़पता था। और वो देखने से उनका सुख होता। दैव से नारद ने उसी रास्ता में जा रहा था, और जाते जाते उसको देखा तो ऐसा प्राणी तड़प रहा। तो उन्होंने इधर उधर निगाह लगाया तो देखा कि एक व्यक्ति पेड़ का ऊपर चढ़ा है, हाथ में धनुष बाण लेके और एक प्राणी को मारने के लिए तैयार है। तो नारद जब उधर गया तो उनका एक बसंत काल में पेड़ का जो पत्ता गिरा था उसी में उनका पैर का लगने से आवाज हुआ, इससे वो प्राणी भाग गया। भागने से बड़ा गुस्सा हुआ, लेकिन कुछ बोल नहीं सका। किसी ने बोल नहीं सका, उनका प्रभाव से कुछ बोल नहीं सका। स्वाभाविक सद्धस होता है। वृंदावन ठाकुर का भाषा में देखिए सद्धस माने संभ्रम से मर्यादा ले रहा है, ये सद्धस होता है। तो भगवान उनमें भेज देते सब। तो ये जो शिकारी, इनको नारद ने बोला तुमने जो प्राणी मारता है इनको आधा मार के छोड़ देते, ये तड़पता है। अगर मरना ही है एक साथ में मार दो, इसको तकलीफ क्यों देते? तो बोलते हैं ऐसा करने से हमारा बड़ा आनंद होता है, और इसका प्रतिक्रिया से तुमको भी ऐसा ही तकलीफ उठाने पड़ेगा। जब ऐसा बोल दिया भयभीत हुआ, आचरण है ना, इसलिए भयभीत हुआ। तब बोलता है यदि तुम इनको जो तकलीफ दे के मरता है, प्रतिक्रिया से तुम्हें भी ऐसा तकलीफ से मरने पड़ेगा। तब बोला मैं तो सहन नहीं कर पाऊंगा। इससे बचने के लिए कोई उपाय है तो बताओ। उन्होंने बताया। क्या बताया? पहले तुम धनुष बाण को फोड़ो, उसका बाद मैं बताऊंगा। तो धनुष बाण फोड़ देने से मैं अपना जीविका कैसे गुजारा करो, और तो मैं तुमको भेज देंगी, जो तुमको भेज। तो नारद का बातों से एक धनुष्वान फोड़ा, पति पत्नी दोनों हरिनाम लिया और तुलसी परिक्रमा हरिनाम जप करने लगे। तो लेकिन रोज उनका पास सब समन आ जाते। तो उन्होंने क्या देखा, एक गुरुजी नहीं भेजता है, वो बोला मैं भेज देंगे। तो नारद आया था उनके समन लेके, किसी ना किसी को माध्यम से भेज देते। वो जो जिससे भेजते हैं वो भी जानता नहीं, तब भी देते। इसलिए बोला अनायास में, इसलिए कोई आयास करने नहीं पड़ता, कुछ ये करने नहीं पड़ता। अति सुकुमार है कभू दुख ना जानाए, चले मात्र प्रेमेर आवेश। अति सुकुमार, अति कोमल अंग, कभी दुख जानता ही नहीं। लेकिन रास्ता में जो चलते हैं एक प्रेम का आवेश से। प्रेम का आवेश पहले ही बताया था। प्रेम माने कृष्णेन्द्रिय प्रतिवांचा में कृष्ण धाम दर्शन, वैष्णव सेवा कर। কতদিনে মথুরাতে গেলেন आनंद चित्ते, मधुपुरी करिल दर्शन। कुछ दिन बाद ही मथुरा में पहुंच गया और वहां जाकर के क्या किया, मधुपुरी दर्शन किया। ये वहां मधुपुरी जो है ये मधु दत्त का ये था, राजत्व था। वहां पहुंचा, যমুনাতে স্নান করি বৃন্দাবন পানে হেরি, অবিরত ঝরে নয়न। যमुना को स्नान करके जब वृंदावन का तरफ निगाह दिया तो निरंतर आंखों पानी बरसने लगी। थोड़ा से आ गया ऐसा नहीं, निरंतर दरिया का माफी बहने लगा। तथा হইতে হর্ষমনে প্রবেশিলা বৃন্দাবনে, दो गोसाई चरण बंदे। वहां से कहा गया, वृंदावन। वृंदावन में प्रवेश करके दो गोसाई मतलब रूप सनातन, इनका चरण वंदना किया। दूरे गल मन दुख, हईल परम सुख, आर कत बंदित नारी तो उनका मन में जो दुख था ये सब चला गया, परम सुख मिला। आज जो सब उनका ये हुआ, ये वंदना करने में समर्थ हुआ। रूपे आनंद हईल, श्रीजीवेरे कृपा करिल, सनातनेर अनुमति पाई। रूपेर आनंद हईल, रूप गोस्वामी का आनंद हुआ और सनातन गोस्वामी का क्या हुआ, अनुमति लेकर राधा कृष्ण तत्व सुखे सुखी कराइल ताके सबे हर्ष श्रीजीव देखिए। राधा कृष्ण तत्व सुखे, राधा कृष्ण तत्व, तत्व क्या, तत्व होता है तद्वस्तु का जो भाव। राधा कृष्ण का जो असली परिचय था, ये सुख से उनका सुखी बनाया। सनातन गोस्वामी का अनुमति आदेश प्राप्त हुआ और उससे जीव को कृपा किया। सब नहीं, सब कई आनंद हुआ कोई जीव गोस्वामी को देखकर। श्रीजीवेर गुरु भक्ति कहिते नहीं को शक्ति, अनुक्षण करो सेवा। श्री जीव गोस्वामी का गुरु भक्ति एक कौन से ऐसा है वर्णन करने वाला जो वर्णन कर सके। निरंतर अनुक्षण गुरु सेवा करते, गोसाई जे आज्ञा करे ताहा যত্নে ধরে স্মৃতি, অন্য না জানে যার मन। जार मन किसका मन, जीव गोस्वामी का। गुरु जो आज्ञा करते हैं, आदेश करते हैं, इसको ही सिर पर धारण कर देते, दूसरी कोई चिंतन ही नहीं करता। अपना मन से विचार ऐसा है, ऐसा है, ऐसा नहीं। गुरु का आज्ञा के निरंतर पालन करते हैं। उनका मन में और कोई वासना, और इसलिए बोलता है श्री गुरु चरण पद्म केवल प्रकृति सद्म, बंदो मुई सावधान मत। जहाँ कृपा क्या मिलता है, भगवान की कृपा। श्रील विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर ने बोला, यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत प्रसाद, यस्य प्रसादात् नगति कुतो। जिनका कृपा से ही भगवत कृपा मिलता है, इसका उन्होंने अपना जीवन में एक किया। इसलिए बोलता है उनका जो गुरु भक्ति, भक्ति किसको बोलता है, ऋषिकेनो ऋषिकेश सेवन। अपना इंद्रियों से, इंद्र अधिपति का सेवा का नाम से सेवा, भगवान का सेवा। इसलिए विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती गुरुष्टक में बताया, साक्षात परित्तेन समस्त शास्त्रे रुक्तस्तथा भगवत एव स। किंतु प्रभुर्य प्रिय एव तस्य वंदे गुरु श्री चरणों। अभी इसको ही बोलो, बोलने में देश लगेगा, इसको ही बोलो।
He started mentioning.
कम करो वॉल्यूम, वॉल्यूम कम करो।
Srila Maharaj mentioned that today is also a very special day. Today is the appearance day of Sri Purushottam Thakur, the associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in the beginning Srila Maharaj mentioned that even though I don't know so much about him, why? Because from the early life in Gaudiya Math itself, I was always engaged in construction work by my Guru Maharaj. That's why most of the time I was busy in the service. And the second reason is that in those days the books were not easily available, because there were calamitous problems in the Gaudiya Math after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance. So the books were also being kept in such a way that it was not easily available even for the devotees. So the devotees, they used to borrow those magazines which were printed at the time of Srila Prabhupada, or the books from Grihastha people. Somehow or other used to collect and read something. But still Srila Maharaj mentioned I had even no time to read the books in those days. So whatever, by the mercy of my Guru Maharaj, I was able to hear from the Vaishnavas, I was, because of my memory, whatever I was able to recollect, whatever I was able to remember, I used to keep in my heart, and other than that I did not got so much chance to read. And then the time came when even books were printed in the mud, different places, but still I was having no time to read it so much. Srila Maharaj mentions one time he met with an accident. One cement bag fell on him in Jagannath Puri one time. How there was a laborer who was taking cement bag on his head and climbing on the ladder made out of these bamboo sticks, and he did not notice that on one side the bamboo was open actually. It was not binded with the rope from one side, but still he was climbing. And then as soon as Srila Maharaj saw, he immediately rushed toward that ladder and holded that ladder. And this man saved from falling down, but what happened, because of imbalance, this cement bag which he was carrying fell down on Srila Maharaj on the ground. So in this way Srila Maharaj met with the accident, and then what happened? He was having plaster on his shoulders and hands, whatever. So 2 months Srila Maharaj was like almost unable to do anything with his hands, and he was mostly sitting on the chair. So Srila Maharaj mentioned that at that time I read Chaitanya Charitamrita from beginning to the end, first time in my life, and I was very much happy that this is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that because I was serving for a long time and then he brought this accident in my life so that I can read something also, that the kind of service I am doing for the Vaishnavas, what is the result of Vaishnav Seva. So the result of Vaishnav Seva was that I was able to read Chaitanya Charitamrita from beginning to the end. But still Srila Maharaj mentioned that I read that, but afterward again I was so busy that I did not read so many things. So that's why I don't know so much about this Vaishnav Sri Purushottam Thakur. But still in Vaishnav Vandana, whatever is been mentioned about him, that is in itself in 2 or 3 lines, it is very special. It mentions first of all that this Purushottam Thakur, in the age of even 7 years, he was so much blissful by serving Krishna that he was always enchanted in like bliss. He was always very much enchanted all the time, absorbed in the service of Krishna. And whatever he was in need for, everything was provided by Krishna himself for his service to him. So in this way Srila Maharaj quoted some things from this Vaishnava Vandana about him. In this way Srila Maharaj offered his Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of Sri Purushottam Thakur on his appearance day. Then Srila Maharaj continued with Srila Jiva Goswami Pad's glorification. We heard yesterday that how Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, he was completely detached from anything and everything whatever he was having in his home. And soon after he left for Sridham Navadvip, came, took shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu also blessed him. He asked for the order to go to Vrindavan, and then Sri Nityananda Prabhu remembered that, oh, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, the family members of Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, the place in Vrindavan. So by remembering this, he mentioned that yes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has awarded Vrindavan Dham for your family members. So you must go there as soon as possible. So by the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he started walking toward Braj. Yesterday we heard all these things. And now Srila Maharaj is mentioning that how Sulalit Krishna Guna Kabe Have Darshan. Yesterday we heard that how he was on the way calling out the name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the name of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and praying that, oh, when that day will be mine, when I will be able to have darshan of Srila Rupa Goswami Pada, have darshan of his Aradhya Dev, Srila Radha Govinda Dev. Srila Maharaj mentioned this also yesterday, that how first one becomes eligible to attain darshan of devotee, then and only then one can see his Ishtadeva. Otherwise it is not possible. Then now Srila Maharaj today he mentioned that how one can have darshan of Lord. With this material eyes it is not possible. How one can see Sulalit Krishna Gun, the qualities of Krishna is very very beautiful. Sulalit, Maharaj mentioned what is the meaning of Lalit, like Lalit Madhav. Madhav is Krishna, Radhanath. But what is the meaning of Lalit? Lalit means beautiful. So Sulalit means very beautiful. Sulalit Krishna Gun, the qualities of Krishna is very very beautiful. Kabe habe darshan, when I will be able to see the qualities of Krishna. At this point Srila Maharaj asked a question that one can see the beauty of the Lord, but one cannot see the qualities of the Lord. The qualities of the Lord is not an object of eyes, not the object of seeing. But still Srila Maharaj mentioned, no, this is the quality of eyes. Why? Because even though a person may have qualities, but unless and until you become qualified to see that, you cannot see that. For this also needs a very special qualification to see the qualities of others. But to speak of the quality of Krishna. So Srila Maharaj mentioned that qualities of Krishna are such that unless and until he himself becomes merciful and desires that yes, he wants to show his qualities to a particular devotee, then and only then the devotee can see his qualities, not otherwise. So in this way, Swayameva Spure Tatha, that Lord is independent. Whenever he himself desires to manifest in front of somebody, then and only then he can manifest, not otherwise. Nayan Paran Judaibo, when I will be able to see the qualities of the Lord, then and only then my eyes will be Nayan Paran Judaibo. My eyes will be completely my eyes will become complete like Shri Nitai Charan Kamal Padma Koti Chandra Shushitala. Shushital means soothing, soothing for the eyes, pacified, soothing for the eyes. That how Nayan Paran Juda Ivo, when my eyes will become completely like soft, soothing, cool. Otherwise, Srila Maharaj mentioned what is the position without seeing the darshan, without seeing the qualities of the Lord, that eyes always burning from Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. All these things one is always seeing with his eyes. One is not able to see those qualities which are beyond the material nature. That's why his eyes are burning continuously. But when he is able to receive the mercy of the Lord, then and only then by seeing his qualities, his eyes can get soothingness. Then and only then he feels that yes, now I can really understand that what is the real meaning of coolingness. Then and only then one can understand, not otherwise. Like Srila Maharaj mentioned, that there is, can say like you touch any pot, before keeping it on the stove, it is not hot. Even after keeping on the stove for some time, if you leave it again without fire, then also it becomes cool. But when it is on the stove, then it is hot. So the pot becomes hot because of fire in it, not otherwise. So in the same way, our eyes, it becomes like cooling, or it becomes giving like pain or burning because of the object. If we are always in the contact of this material world, then the eyes are burning. Like if the pot is in contact with fire, then it is burning. So in the same way, when we are in this material world, when we see the quality of this material world, then our eyes are always burning. But when we don't keep ourselves connected with this material world and connect ourselves with the transcendental world, and if our prayers, if our sincerity becomes like able to attract the mercy of Lord, then what happens? Then we really meet with the coolingness, not otherwise. एई रूपे पथे चले, कारे किच्छु नाही बले, भक्षे द्रव्य मिले अनायासे. So in this way, Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, he was just moving forward toward Vrindavan. Ei rupe pathe chale, kare kichu nahi bole. He was not saying anything to anybody. He was not interacting with the people on the way. He was fully absorbed in his thoughts to meet with Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, Sanatana Goswami Pad, seeing the Lord in Braj. So he was completely absorbed in those things and was unable to interact with anybody or was unable to see anybody even though he was passing by. But still that was just like the nature of physical body. It was just going on, seeing everything but at the same time not seeing anything. In this way he was walking. Bhakshe dravya mile anayase. Whatever was coming, whatever eatables was coming easily, without any labor, without even desiring for it. Whatever automatically came, he was just fully satisfied with that. At this point, Srila Maharaj started narrating one pastime, that how it is been mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Sriman Mahaprabhu. He is narrating this pastime that how once there was a hunter, he used to kill animals in such a way that the animal will not die and at the same time he will not even be able to run away. He was shooting an arrow in such a way that animal was half dead all the time and suffering a lot. So Narad Rishi, one time what happened that he was passing from that jungle and he saw one after another 3 or 4 animals in this way, like they were suffering from the pain but still unable to run away. First he saw one deer, then he saw one
Rabbit.
hawk, boa, whatever you call it. So he saw 3 animals altogether. Srila Maharaj mentioned the names also, but
Rabbit.
rabbit. So in this way he saw these 3 animals on the way. They were half dead, crying, lamenting, suffering. So when Narad Rishi saw, because he is a devotee, he feels pain by seeing the suffering of others. He was wondering that, oh, who has killed them like that? While he was looking here and there to find that person, he was able to see that there was a hunter who was still hiding behind the tree and was having his bow and arrow ready to shoot other animals. So he approached toward him. Because in the forest there were so many dry leaves were there on the ground. So what happened that while he was walking, some sound automatically came and the animals to whom this hunter was aiming, they heard this sound and immediately ran away from there. And the hunter became angry with Narad Rishi that, oh, why you are coming out of the way? Because of you, these animals ran away. I wanted to kill them. So even though he wanted to, this hunter, he wanted to yell at Narad Rishi. He wanted to say bad names to him. But still, he was unable to do that. Srila Maharaj mentioned why it was like that. Because he was such a great personality, Narad Rishi. His conduct was so pure that a person who was very cruel, a person whose heart was very hard, he was also like, even though he wanted to say something, in his mind there were things which he wanted to speak, but from his mouth nothing came out, even though he desired. Why? Because of the purity of Narad Rishi, because his conduct was so pure. He was marching toward, he was coming to him because he saw the suffering of others and he suffered because of that. That's why this hunter was unable to say anything to him. And then finally what happened? That Narad Rishi started asking him that, oh, the animals which I saw on the way, these animals belongs to you? You killed them like this way? He said, yes. Oh, you want their skin? You want this? You want that? I can provide. Narad Rishi said, no, I don't want anything like that. But I just beg one thing from you, that please don't kill them in this way. If you really want to kill them in one shot, so that they should not suffer. He said, oh, what kind of thing you are asking? What is your benefit in that? At that time, Narad Rishi mentioned that, oh, you don't know, the way you are killing them, the way they are suffering, you have to also suffer. Because every action has its reaction. So you will meet with also such kind of thing. So by hearing the words, Srila Maharaj mentioned his words, Narad Rishi's words was so powerful because he was fully absorbed in the Lord. He was on a very high platform. So even one sentence which came from his mouth was so powerful that this sinner, hunter, who was very low class, immediately his heart also got this message and he started shivering that really this will happen. Then Narad Rishi said, yes, this will definitely happen. Oh, how I can escape? Then Narad Rishi said that what you have to do, you have to break your bow and arrow. You have to take a vow that you will never kill any other animal, any other living being from today onward. Then and only then you can be escaped. He said, oh, how I will be leading my life, from where I will get eatables, clothes for my body, for my family, this and that. Narad Rishi just gave his words that don't worry, I will provide everything. And then by hearing this word, this hunter immediately broke his bow and arrow and threw it away. Narad Rishi, he awarded him mantra and then left, giving him some instructions how to chant, how to perform Tulasi Parikrama. And then he left. Narad Rishi came after 6 months. And this hunter was getting so many things from different people. They were bringing him so many eatables, clothes and other things. Why? Because this became like this word was there everywhere that, oh, hunter has become a sadhu. So they used to bring everything to him. So when Narad Rishi arrived, after 6 months, he came along with Parvat Rishi. They were going somewhere and Narad Rishi asked Parvat Rishi that, oh, I have disciple here in this jungle. Go, we can meet with him and then go forward. As soon as they came, this hunter saw Narad Rishi who was coming down from the sky. Immediately this thought came in his mind that I have to pay him pranams as soon as he will arrive. But he took his uttariya, he took his cloth and started cleaning the ground. That, oh, when I will pay my pranams, maybe any living entity like ant or any other thing may get killed by my weight when I will pay pranams. So he started cleaning. When Parvat Muni asked that what your disciple is doing, Narad Rishi understood the intention of his disciple, Mrigari, immediately mentioned that, oh, this is what his intention is. At that time, this Parvat Muni mentioned that, oh Narad, you are like touchstone. Just because of your little association, what had happened? This hunter, his life completely changed. A person who was becoming so much pleased by killing animals half dead, now he don't even want to kill even a small ant. In this way, they were conversing. As soon as they arrived, this hunter paid his pranam, Mrigari, and then asked that, oh Gurudev, please don't send so many things to me. So Narad Rishi did not say that, oh, I am coming after 6 months, I did not send anything. Instead, what he said, oh, whatever you are in need for, use it, and whatever is extra, distribute among other people. So by this, Srila Maharaj gives us teaching that Narad Rishi, even though he himself directly did not come to give anything, but because he gives his words, so that's why, because of the power of his words, everything was supplied to this Mrigari, his disciple. Those people, those who are bringing, they also even don't know that why they are bringing. But in reality, they were also given inspiration by Narad Rishi that go and bring these things to my disciple. And this disciple, he was also, Srila Maharaj mentions, he was so faithful. He was having firm faith in the lotus feet of his Guru. That's why what happened? In a very short time, his life completely changed. Srila Maharaj mentions sometime that why our life don't get changed. Because even though we take shelter externally, but we don't place our firm faith in the words of our Guru. We don't bring those things in our life. That's why it happens that we take long time. But this Mrigari, he invested full faith that my Gurudev is saying that, oh, don't worry for your life, everything will be provided, and everything was provided. These people who were bringing to him everything, Srila Maharaj mentions they were like peon. Can say like if a person is living in Delhi and his father is sending him money from Mumbai, who will deliver money order? A postman. But this person who is getting the money, this money order, to whom he will become indebted? To his father or only to the postman? Srila Maharaj mentions he will definitely become indebted to his father who is sending him money. If Srila Maharaj mentions, if we think that, oh, such person is giving me this thing, that person is giving me that thing, then we will always be entangled in the cycle of birth and death. This will become the limb of karma. But when we will come to this conviction that whatever is coming to me is being sent by my Guru, then this will become bhakti, and by this we will come out of cycle of birth and death. So in this way Srila Maharaj mentioned that this Mrigari, he was not endeavoring for anything for himself, but everything was automatically coming to him because he was following the words of his Guru. Second thing Srila Maharaj mentions, that whatever came to Mrigari, he never ever offered to the Lord. Why? He was having firm conviction that whatever is coming to me is being sent by my Guru, and that is already prasadi. Why I have to offer anything? So he was having this firm conviction also. Once long back, maybe like before 15 years, 20 years sometime, maybe 15 years, we used to live in Mathura. Krishna Kripa Prabhu, Siddhanti Maharaj and myself, and Srila Maharaj came to Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. We wanted to visit him. So Siddhanti Maharaj just bought one garland, flower garland from like Mathura outside our temple. They sell these garlands, and he bought and came to see Srila Maharaj. He offered this garland to Srila Maharaj, and Srila Maharaj immediately took the garland and touched on his forehead. And then I mentioned that, Maharaj, this garland is not prasadi. We have not brought Thakurji's garland. This is not our Param Gurudev or Gurudev's garland. This is a new garland which we brought for you. He said, oh, still doesn't matter. Because whatever comes to me, I considered my Gurudev is sending to me. So for me, that becomes prasadi. So at that time also he narrated this pastime of Mrigari, Narad Rishi's disciple. So in this way, Srila Maharaj, he is mentioning that Jiva Goswami, he was able to get everything without endeavoring anything. Why? Because he was having strong desire to come to Braj, to meet with Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, Sanatana Goswami Pad, and he was not endeavoring for anything. But Lord, who has given his words, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Srila Maharaj mentions this verse many times. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Je Jana Paryupasate, Tesham Nitya Bhuktanam Yog Khem Vahamyaham. Whoever gives his consciousness completely to me, always thinks about me, what I do, whatever he is in need for, I provide everything to that person. So with this firm conviction, when Jiva Goswami Pad was coming, he was being provided everything by the Lord without even asking. In this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned, Ati Sukumar hai, Kabu Dukh na janai, Chale Matra Premir Aveshi. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, he was very young. His body was also very soft. Sukumar means very very soft, very young. Kabhu dukh na janai. He never knew how to walk even properly, like on the in the jungles or on the path on the way, because he was from such a royal family that he was always been taken on palanquins from one place to another place. So he never knew the pain of walking, but still he started walking. Chale matra premir aveshe. He was completely absorbed. He was having avishtata, absorption completely, because of love which was there in his heart, and that's why he was unable to notice anything else. Srila Maharaj mentions one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita about this. Srila Kaviraj Goswami writes that Yadi hai avesh tabe tate hai pravesh sahaj vastu na jaye varnan. Yadi hai avesh, if a person is absorbed in somebody, then what happens? Tate hai pravesh, then he enters into that person itself and even forgets his own identity, identifies himself with other person. Can say like if a person, a male person is attracted to a female person, then what happens? That he, because of that absorption, he identifies himself with that. If somebody insults other person, then he feels pain. If somebody praises that person, then he feels happiness. Why? Because he identifies with other person. So in this same way, because he was completely absorbed in Krishna, in the thoughts of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, he was so absorbed in them that he completely entered into them, identified himself with them. So in this way, Kabhu dukh na janai, even though he was walking, but because he was completely entered into them, he was not feeling any pain at all. Kato dine mathurate gelen anand chite madhupuri karila darshan. In this way, walking for many days, finally he reached in Mathura, which is also known as Madhupuri. Srila Maharaj mentioned why the name of Mathura is Madhupuri, because there used to be a demon whose name was Madhu. Earlier he used to stay there, that's why that place is also known as Madhupuri. So Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, first he arrived in Madhupuri, Yamuna te snan kari. First he took bath in Yamuna, in Mathura. Vrindavane pane heri avirat jharai nayan. From there, even though earlier he was always absorbed, calling out the name of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, but now when he reached in Mathura, and now he had to only walk toward Vrindavan, even though up to now he was only thinking about them, but now his eyes continuously started flowing tears from them. He was unable to stay without crying. He started crying all the time. Avirat jharai nayan. Srila Maharaj mentioned what kind of tears were flowing from his eyes. This special word is been used here, jharai nayan. Jharai, jharana means waterfall. Like we hear about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that when he used to see Lord Jagannath, how tears used to flow from his eyes, like the water from the syringe. Yes, syringe, it called syringe. So in this way, water used to come from his eyes. And about Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, it is been mentioned that the water, like it comes down from the hills in the waterfall. So it comes with very big speed. So in the same way, the water was continuously coming from his eyes in such a way. He was crying continuously. Tatha haite harshmane praveshila vrindavan. But these tears were not of pain. These tears were of happiness. That, oh, now I am here. I can soon meet with them. Tatha haite harshmane praveshila vrindavane. Now, with a happy heart, happy mind, he entered into Vrindavan. Dui Gosair Charana Vandila. And he offered his pranams. He offered vandana, prayers at the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. Dure gela mano dukho. Now, the pain which was there in his heart, by not seeing them from long time, that pain gone away. Haila param sukho. He became too much happy. Ar kato vandite narila. Now because of that happiness, what happened? That he came into such a trance that he was unable to chant anything, he was unable to see anything, and he fell unconscious because of happiness. Ruper anand haila, Shri Jiver kripa kaila, Sanatanir anumati pe. Srila Rupa Goswami Pada. He became too much pleased with Jiva Goswami. His mood, his desires, as soon as he knew everything, he became too much pleased with Jiva Goswami. He asked for the order, he asked for the anumati. Anumati means like permission. That, oh, I want to give him some special teachings. If you can allow me, if you can give me the permission, then I can give him some special teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then by the order of Srila Sanatana Goswami Pada, Srila Rupa Goswami, he gave special teachings to Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. And what was that? Radha Krishna Tattva Sukhe Sukhi Karaila Take Sabe Harsh Shri Jiva Dekhiye. Radha Krishna Tattva Sukhe. Srila Rupa Goswami Pada introduced the tattva of Radha and Krishna to Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. Srila Maharaj mentioned what is the meaning of tattva. Krishna tattva, Radha tattva. What is the meaning of tattva, this word itself? Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that whatever is the real identity of that particular thing, if one is able to make others realize about their real identity, then it is called that he is able to manifest, he is able to show tattva to somebody. Can say like blue is blue, yellow is yellow, green is green. If your eyes are having some illusion, you are in Maya, you are unable to see anything, then if somebody removes that curtain and shows you everything the way they are, then it is considered that they reveal tattva in front of you, the real form, real swarup of that particular thing. So Srila Rupa Goswami Pada mercifully, by the order of by the permission of Srila Sanatana Goswami Pada, he revealed the real identity of Radha and Krishna in front of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. Sukhi Kara Ila Take. And Srila Jiva Goswami Pada, he became too much, like he felt great bliss after hearing all these things from Srila Rupa Goswami Pada about Radha and Krishna Tattva, that who are they, what is their identity, what are their qualities, what are their leelas, and how pure all these things are, what Sriman Mahaprabhu wants to give in this world, all these things. When Srila Jiva Goswami Pada heard from Srila Rupa Goswami, he felt great bliss in his heart. Sabe Harsh Shri Jiva Dekhiye. The devotees in Braj, whoever were there, everybody became so much pleased by seeing the sincerity and the good fortune of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. That, oh, he is directly able to receive everything from Srila Rupa Goswami. Shri Jiver Guru Bhakti Kahite Nahik Shakti. Now the writer Sri Radha Vallabh Das, he is mentioning that Shri Ruper Guru Bhakti, the kind of Guru Bhakti which was manifested in the life of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. Kahite Nahik Shakti, I am having no capacity, I am having no power to describe it in words, that how he gave his life, his soul, everything for the service of his Guru. At this point, Srila Maharaj mentioned what is the meaning of bhakti. Bhakti is toward Krishna. Now here it has been mentioned bhakti for Guru. So what is the meaning? Guru Bhakti. First Srila Maharaj mentioned the meaning of word bhakti. Rishikesho sevanam bhakti uchyate. when one engages one's all senses for the service of that Lord who is the master of all these senses, then and only then his activities, his actions are called bhakti, comes under the category of bhakti. Bhaj dhatu sevayam means bhakti means seva. Seva, Lord has given us these senses, and when we use these senses for the pleasure of the service of Krishna, then and only then it is called bhakti. So Srila Maharaj mentioned Guru, Sakshat Haritvena Samast Shastra, because he is non-different from the Lord, because of so much close relationship. That's why serving him means serving the Lord. And then Srila Maharaj quoted another verse, Yasya prasada bhagavad prasado, Yasya prasada nagati kuto api. Unless and until Yasya prasada bhagavad prasado, by attaining whose mercy one can attain the mercy of Lord. Yasya prasada nagati kuto api. If one is unable to attain the real mercy of his Guru, then it is not possible that he can attain the mercy of Lord. So Srila Maharaj mentioned that he was having his life, he completely dedicated for the service of Srila Rupa Goswami Pada. Shri Guru Charan Padma Keval Bhakati Sadma Vando Moi Savdhanamate. Srila Maharaj also mentioned this, that how Srila Narottam Das Thakur is mentioning that Vando Moi Savdhanamate, that know for sure that the lotus feet of Guru, the service of Guru is so special that you can meet with, you can become eligible to attain the mercy of Lord by that. That's why what you have to do, you have to very carefully understanding really the purport of service to Guru. You have to perform service. Then you can understand all these tattvas. So Jiver Guru Bhakti, the kind of service attitude, the mood which Srila Jiva Goswami Pad manifested. Srila Maharaj mentioned he did not do anything by his own desire. Why? Gosai je agya kare. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, whatever order he was giving, whatever instruction he was giving, taha yatne shire dhare. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, with great care, he was hearing everything, understanding it properly. If unable to understand, again consulting, doing inquiry, and then following in that way, the way Srila Rupa Goswami wanted. Taha yatane dhare shire, anne na janai jar mane. In his mind, he did not kept anything else except the words, teaching, conduct of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. Nothing else which he thinks. No, Srila Maharaj mentioned he was doing everything according to the desire of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. In this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned all these points. I think I have not missed, but if something, I ask forgiveness for that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.